It's not going to happen.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bearded Respect number 129. Ooh.
What's up, everyone?
Hey, everybody.
Well, Jason, you want to welcome these fine people into the chat?
Yep, we'll get right on that here. John Fox first today. Hey, John.
What's up, Foxy?
You're welcome.
And James coming in a close second.
What's up, Hanson?
Hello there.
You got Bayard. Hey, Bayard.
Bayard.
Hey.
Self-care hangout. Good evening.
How you doing, Matt?
No way.
Got Michael.
What's up, Coffee with a Wife, Brewer?
Hey, Gary.
How you
Good to
doing?
see you. Hey, JP.
Yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh. You playing around with the stream button?
I must have bumped the live button when I was setting things up.
How much of it aired?
Like 3 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I started getting messages from people. I'm like, what the heck's going on?
Hey, Chief.
What's up, Chief?
How you doing, Chief?
Were you fully clothed?
I don't have friends.
Scott.
Family.
How you doing, Chris?
Hey, Chris. Toll Booth Willie.
How you doing?
Hello.
Hey, Brad. Good to see you.
Doing, Brad?
Mr. Glasser.
Hey, Dynamite.
How you doing?
What's up, Ty?
Chris Perez. Hey, Chris.
That
Doing,
is
Chris?
Resident.
You got Chris Davis. Hey, Chris.
How you doing?
What's up, Chris?
No way.
Welcome back.
Hey, finest mixed breed.
How you doing?
What's up, Mixed Breed?
Frickin' frack.
What's up, Bob and Terry?
Welcome.
Hello. Hello there, children.
John. Hey, John.
Hey, John.
Hello, neighbor.
Sing it to Tom. Hey, Tom.
Santa Tom.
What's up, Tom?
Hello.
Oh,
Oh,
hey, Tara.
Hello.
you're somewhere.
Hello, murderer.
Hey, Amber.
No way.
Jeffrey.
Hey,
Up, Jeffrey?
Jeffrey.
That was a good one. Yeah, I beat you on that one,
Big
man.
Stu. Yeah, he must have been watching.
Yeah.
What's up, Chris?
Of course, that'd be
Hey,
when
Don.
everybody's watching me. Hopefully, I didn't do anything I shouldn't have.
You did have all your clothes on, right?
As far as I know.
Hey, Donald.
Hey, Donald.
Hey, Robert. Good to see you.
What's up,
How
Robert?
you doing?
What did he say?
There she is. What's up there?
How you doing, honey?
Hello, Becky. Hello, Becky.
Oh, I would hope not.
Oh, that is funny.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Little Scott.
I think I should be getting close. Oh, here's a new one. Hey, Ray. 20 spray, Ray.
How you doing, Ray?
What's up, Ray?
Oh, don't worry about it. They'll get here sooner or later.
Mm-hmm.
Mine tend to travel all across the U.S. before I get them anyway.
Hey, Jacob.
How you
What's up,
doing?
Jacob? Jacob was a guest on a podcast the other night on YouTube. It's a pretty good show.
And we are caught up.
It's a show I never heard of before. Looks pretty good.
Which show was that?
Of course, I can't remember it.
I
Something
thought I
beard.
saw him somewhere.
It's a beard-themed show.
Yeah. I know I saw him somewhere. I just don't know what it was.
Jessica.
What's up, babysitter Jess? The whistle song.
Yeah. There he is. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
Kevin, you look absent. Got no color in your skin. It's like a ghost.
Hello.
Oh, we get a special call.
Maybe just a second. Guys, I gotta go quick. I'll be right
Okay.
back.
Uh-oh. Interesting. That's probably Jay Cruz because he used his whistle song.
Mhm.
All right, let me figure out how to mute Scott. There we go. Just in case we don't want to hear anything in the background. All right, we caught up on everyone.
Yeah.
Well, we got a pretty special guest here tonight. Brand new company. Look at the sticker. It's huge. It's like the size of my face. But let's bring in Zach.
Hello.
What's up, Zach?
Jason, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Scott
And hi
has
to everyone who's watching, tuning in.
Scott has the controls to the music. Usually we have like bring in music, but
Okay. I just have to create my own in my head.
But for those that don't know, Zach is with Arrowlands Natural Goods.
Natural
Right.
good.
At Arrowlands Natural Goods, brand new company, right? And
Very new.
we're gonna get to know him a little bit more. Let's play my intro here. I think. Let's see if I can do it.
I was trying to look for that.
Yeah, now I gotta figure out how to get it off. No, that didn't work. Oh boy. How do I get this thing off here? Hide. There we go. I guess that kind of works. There we go.
There we go.
What's up, everyone? Who's saying hi to me in the chat? Seeing some familiar folks.
And bear with us. We're improvising without our main man, Scott, who controls everything. He's the one I call for Cars Extended Warranty. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Publishers Clearinghouse, I think.
There you go. Yeah. Maybe you won the big check. All right. So, hey, Tony T, what's up? Zach, first question. Tell everyone in the chat, what was your favorite toy as a kid? What was that one toy that you always played with?
Definitely He-Man. I
He-Man.
was kind of in that 1977 to 1983. I was born in 80, so
Okay.
I was right in the He-Man category, but also Care Bears.
Okay.
So kind of a
He-Man and Care Bears. Did
mighty
they
but
fight each
soft.
other?
That's actually the new Arrowlands slogan. Like the might of He-Man with the softness of Care Bears.
Oh, okay.
I think
Cool. All right.
I'm onto something, but
Whiskers and Whiskey, what's up? So next question is if some people may not know, but Arrowlands Natural Goods, you produce a beard jelly. Why jelly?
well, so my beard is very unruly and it dries out really quick. I used to basically have a goatee for a while now, and my family would call it the squirrel's tail. I mean, you could kind of see it sort of looks. I mean, it's flyaway central, but and so I'd heard about beard jelly, and at the time I was kind of into making different balms and different types of, I guess oils and stuff like that. Like I'd give my mom, she was using this really expensive serum, and I was like, I could just make you something. So I started kind of doing that, and then
Okay.
when I heard about beard jelly, I thought it was a cool idea because I'd been working with beeswax, and I decided to try making it, and I really liked how it felt, and I was experimenting with it. So over time, I ended up kind of refining it, and it's kind of gets into the whole origins of Arrowlands, but I'd always kind of fantasize about having a little company with my wife, my wife Lena's also the co-founder. She does a lot of stuff behind the scenes, like
Mhm.
accounting and production stuff, a lot of stuff actually. So we'd always fantasize. We always wanted to start a company together, and so this became like it's like, oh, why don't we try doing this beard jelly?
Mhm.
And so it pretty much evolved from there.
Okay.
But,
How long have you
yeah.
been making things, like way before the company? Like, how long have you been doing that, like for your mom and making your own stuff?
It's been, I would say, a couple years. I
Okay.
started doing it. Yeah.
Okay.
I had a goatee for a long time, and I was using beard oils and stuff like that. But when I started getting kind of interested in making balms and making the whole beard jelly thing, yeah, it was probably around maybe 2 years ago. And then we incorporated about a year ago, and had the logo made and got everything set up and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
it's been kind of a more recent journey.
Okay. What's your vision for the company?
I would like to, well, we only have one product right now, the beard jelly, and 1 cent. So expanding that, having more scents
Mhm.
available for people to choose from, and also more products. And I have a lot of ideas. I kind of want our stuff to be a little bit different and thought provoking, like have some kind of, you know, point of interest, like the green coffee oil. And just for people who haven't heard of what this product is, it has green coffee oil and peppermint. And the green coffee oil is like a natural caffeine source, and then it also has the beeswax in it. I don't know if I explained that when it was with the beard jelly, so people might not have heard of beard jelly,
Mhm.
but it has beeswax, which basically gives it better moisture locking properties, better hydration, things like that, and it just lasts a lot longer and works really well. So get sort of having something that's a little bit different, or some point of intrigue. And I kind of want to be the type of company that comes out with something and it's like there's something really kind of new and interesting about it.
Yeah, I'd definitely say, or I think you hit that on on the head. Like, it's very unique. I know there's other companies that have done beard jelly, but I think with yours, just the ingredients on top of it, making it into a beer jelly is very intriguing.
Yeah, I kind of made it I sort of made it just from my own, like I knew it had beeswax in it, but I didn't really I actually hadn't really tried any other beer jellies. I kind of just did it my own way. And so, and I was kind of like, well, this works for my beard, which is like dries out really easily. So I think it'll work for other people might like it. So, but of course, that was to be determined. And so, yeah, that's.
Now, do you think that there's any benefit to balm in addition to the beard jelly?
I do, because balm doesn't have the same, or balm does have better hold.
Okay.
It has a more, like, if you really want to get, like, I don't really use balm at the moment, but for having, better control, having styling. I mean, the beard jelly, it sort of offers a little bit of hold, but it's more like when your mom used to spray her hair with like Final Net hairspray back in the 80s, just like do like a final pass.
Yeah.
Or like make a cloud and then walk into it. It gives you kind of that, like,
yeah.
Some people might not know what I'm talking about. I barely do, but it gives you that,
yeah,
hold,
yeah,
or slight hold, subtle hold. So
especially for like a shorter beard, I think it would hold better than like a longer,
right. But if you're really trying to straighten it, or do like kind of like have your mustache go a certain direction and keep it that way, this is gonna be a more natural look, but it still has more. It's more substantive than beard oil alone.
What's up, Shade? What was your passion before beard products? Like before making these things for your mom and beard products? Like what was your passion that you put a lot of effort into?
I was making albums for in this one genre called Dungeon Synth. I don't know if anyone's heard of that. It's basically this subgenre of comes from black metal originally, but it kind of evolved into more of a diverse thing. But it basically was people who had like like black metal artists like Darkthrone and stuff like that would take, or Mortis, or like some people like that. They would make like a medieval synth album just like solo and then release it. So I heard some of that. This was a few years ago, and started making albums under the moniker Scrying Glass. So you could check out my Bandcamp if you want.
Okay.
And it was released on a couple of labels. There's some vinyl and cassette, but it had more of a sci-fi edge. So it's kind of interesting. And also it kind of had like a progressive rock kind of edge, like weird time signatures and stuff like that, which I'm into. So that was music has been my passion for a long time.
Yeah. I have not heard of that. What you just described.
It's fairly niche. Yeah. It's it's kind of, it reminds me of the beard community a little bit, like a niche following, but really devoted and also really kind and open.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And my final question for the 5 questions is I kind of got a sense looking at your webpage, and we're going to take a look at that in a little bit here, that you enjoy backpacking or hiking. So I wanted to know, what was your favorite backpacking trip or hiking trip?
Probably Mount Rainier.
Oh, okay. That's in
yeah.
Washington, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that was, I mean, anytime I go out to the West Coast, it's just like mind blowing.
Yeah.
I've also done Zion National Park.
Okay.
The whole rainforest. So I used to go on a lot of like backpacking trips and backcountry camping trips. I haven't done it in a long time, admittedly, but it's something that's, inspired me and continues to, and kind of inspired Arrowlands. Like I call it an men's outdoor grooming company because of the outdoor inspiration. And even with the beard jelly, it sort of comes from the notion of having to, dried out wet, basically helping with alleviate the elements and stuff like that. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hiking's a big passion of mine.
Oh yeah.
So
how about you? Where have you been?
Grand Tetons.
Oh yeah.
More recent.
I've been there too. Yep.
But I haven't made it to Zion yet. Definitely on my list to make it there. I haven't really done anything on the west except for Wyoming hiking and northern Colorado hiking. But Mount Elbert, which is like a 14er in Colorado. But I definitely prefer out west hiking as opposed to East Coast hiking, just because of my allergies, really. But I'm allergic to trees. I've always wanted to do the Appalachian Trail, but I just can't find that 6 months where I have no responsibility to be able to do it.
Yeah, Arrowlands is actually right by. I mean, a lot of things are right near the Appalachian, but
right?
Yeah. That's where we.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Let's get into Scott. Does an awesome job at making a kind of like a presentation of the company that we have on. So I'm going to try to show it. No promises, but let's see if I can do it. I think I can. So there we have Arrowlands Natural Goods. And for everyone in the chat, we're seeing your questions. We're pinning them So we'll kind of go through that once we get through the slides here. Wow, that's really small. I'm not going to be able to read it. Small for me.
You want me to read it?
We need Morgan Freeman to do it.
But it's basically what he talked about, dryness, patchy beard, backpacking. I think this is all from your like About Us page. And I've actually used the product, and that's what I was kind of thinking was this would be great for like camping, or because like when you want to pack light, this is like a good product to have with you so that you just bring one product, plus with peppermint in it, it's going to kind of help keep the bugs away. And it's kind
I
of,
hadn't thought of that,
yeah.
to be honest. That's cool.
Robert Allen, when I first heard of Arrowlands beer jelly, I immediately thought of Bossman beer jelly, and how Dan C. Beard said Bossman beer jelly is caused me to be like, should I try or not try Arrowlands? See, I've never tried Bossman beer jelly. I really don't know anything about it. I've heard of it, but
I saw the video that he was referring to. The main things that he didn't like about the beer jelly, or the Bossman beer jelly, was their use of butters and their use of soybean oil. So I think, and so whether or not, I don't know if he was, I don't know if that's fair or not, but we don't use those things.
Yeah, it's a totally different product.
Yeah, it is. It's really was kind of built from the ground up. So I think, and interestingly, I think I can say this. He's going to be reviewing it next week.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see what he says.
And you already have a couple of reviews on YouTube by a couple of different people. Dagan, BGG Grooming, and one more recent that Santa Tom, I think, kind of made me aware. I'd never heard of this guy before, but he's got a huge following, and I can't remember his name, of course, on the spot.
Was it Greg Boswell?
Yes, Boswell. Yeah, and he had a really nice review of it as well. But here's a picture of the product. So it comes in this really nice packaging. Wake up call, naturally caffeinated beer jelly, high viscosity beard oil with green coffee and peppermint oils, original spice. JP. So JP's tried Boss Man and didn't like it either. So this says, like it says, virgin green coffee oil. And that's, so from what I know of green coffee oil, is basically it's the coffee, I believe, after it's washed, like, so it's picked from the plant, separated from the berry, washed, and then cold pressed to make this oil. Is that accurate?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically unroasted coffee beans, so it doesn't have a coffee scent. Actually, the oil itself smells kind of herbal, but you can't really detect it with the essential oils that we're using. It does have a scent, though. It kind of smells like freshly cut grass or something, but not like coffee at all. And so it also retains a lot more nutrients as opposed to using, because there's also, when I first started experimenting with the formula, and I knew I wanted to incorporate caffeine, but kind of wanted to do it in a natural way. And I'd heard of coffee oils. The first thing that I tried was coffee essential oil, but I didn't really like it because it just kind of made it smell like a burned cup of coffee. I'm sure Dagan from BGG Beard Reviews would not like it in particular, but but then the green coffee oil, when I caught wind of that really interested me. And it's a lot more expensive to implement, but But yeah, I think it's better than
Mhm.
using roasted coffee oil in a lot of ways, and yeah, and it's as Chris mentioned, it's unique.
Yeah. Chris actually
Mhm.
he just visited a coffee farm, I believe in Puerto Rico. So my take on the green coffee oil, it's like it's an amazing oil. I feel like I think it's a really nice oil. It's using a lot of different body products, not just for beards. But unfortunately, it's a waste of coffee because you can't roast the beans afterwards.
Well, we're putting it to good use.
Yeah, I'm a big coffee guy, so.
Yeah, me too.
Scott, I don't know how long you've been back, but
A few minutes.
okay, sorry.
You're,
Kind of just
you're
went into
fine. Our
slideshow.
cat was lost, and
Oh boy.
Oh man.
he's not exactly a cheap cat, so he wouldn't be easily replaced.
No.
But he's back now, so we're
Okay.
good.
That's good.
Good.
I noticed Brad was asking how feeling beard is. For me, the feeling beard was amazing, especially right after you put it in your beard. It just has a good feeling beard for me. And I put it in this morning. I've had it in all day. I haven't put anything else in. And sometimes my beard, it's drier than most. A lot of times I need to use warm to hot water to open the hairs up because they're little frosty hairs. But I've had no issues whatsoever. No beard itch. I've been using this probably almost 2 weeks off and on between other products, but it's it works well for me.
Mhm.
A good scent. I wouldn't worry so much about the cloves. It's
Not that we got into that yet.
okay.
You take over the slides, Scott, because you know what's coming
You're
up.
doing good. Okay, here we have long-lasting frizz control. It's enriched with beeswax for superior hydration, and actually, this time of year when it's more humid out, I tend to have issues with hydration, and the days that I've used this, I have not had any issue.
Thanks for the feedback on the website.
Yeah, it's a pretty clean-looking website. Pretty amazing. I know you're working on other scents and stuff.
Yep.
Sure, there will be other products. As we're talking, it's naturally caffeinated for thicker, silkier, and hardier beard.
Hardier. Very hardy.
And these are a lot of the stuff that you find in the oil: the green coffee oil, sweet almond oil, rice bran oil, sunflower oil, peppermint oil, and apricot kernel oil. A lot of us have used these oils. Green coffee, not as much as the others, but they're good oils that have been in a lot of high quality beard products. Can you smell the peppermint in the jelly? When you first put it in, it's pretty evident, but there's a scent that stays there, but it's not as potent. It's more mellow. And when I first got it, it was a little bit on the liquidier side, so I put it in the fridge for a bit, and then then it was almost too hard to get out of the bottle. So then I just ran the bottle under some warm water for about a minute, and then it was just the right consistency. So don't be afraid to try that if you have issues either way.
Yeah, the texture is fairly temperature dependent. I would say more than even a balm. You know, like sometimes you'll get a balm that comes in the mail in the summer and it's a little bit melted. This is even more pronounced, but yeah, you can put it in the refrigerator for like an hour and it'll just thicken right up. So, and yeah, run it under warm water to soften it. So, trying to dispel the expectation that there's one particular texture. It takes many forms, but it doesn't affect the performance in any way.
No, it hasn't seemed to.
Yeah, it really doesn't. It's more just it's more just preference. I mean, I prefer it to be a little bit thicker, but yeah, it just depends.
Yeah, normal room temperature, it's pretty thick. It's not thin. I would say it's more of a medium. More, I know Brian from Beards and Banjos said it was more like an ointment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can run. It can definitely be, especially when you first open it, and assuming it hasn't been sitting in a mailbox in 90 degrees all day long, it'll be kind of thick like an ointment, and it sort of softens it up as you use it and shake it up a little bit. It'll kind of soften a little bit over time.
Yeah, and it seems to work well if it's a little thicker, a little thinner. Doesn't seem to change how well it works. At least it didn't for me. But I would recommend. Someone here just asked. I would recommend to keep it at like room temperature.
Big Stu asked a really good question. He said green coffee oil seems to be more for skin. What does it do for the beard? People use green coffee oil for the caffeine. Like you can put green coffee oil under your eyes. A lot of people do that for like puffiness, because the caffeine helps reduce puffiness, and it also just sort of rejuvenates your skin. It also works well for your beard hair too. In that regard, the caffeine has been shown to rejuvenate, grow beard hair. Not like it's not going to like. I mean, obviously, I would be using it on my head if it was, but it has really good vitamins and antioxidants as well, like chlorogenic acid, which has been shown to revitalize growth, and flavonoids, things like that are really, it's just really loaded with good nutrients for your beard. And it also has antioxidants that actually help lock in the nutrients from the other ingredients in oils. So it is really good for hair.
Yeah, and, at a price point of $22 for 3.1 ounces is a pretty good price, I think, especially considering what you all have in it. I think we've pretty much listed all these. Do you want to touch on the alcohol for a bit? I just think that's one people may question.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, cetearyl alcohol is a non-drying fatty alcohol derived from coconut oil, and it serves a few different purposes. You'll find it in conditioners and lotions and things like that. Actually, most conditioners and lotions, if you read the ingredients, they have either cetyl alcohol or cetearyl alcohol, and it gives the beard jelly more of a lotion-like texture, and it conditions that beard hair as well, really well. So it's also contributing to the softness that you get from the product. So it's actually really good for your hair. You don't have to worry about using it. It's not like a drying alcohol like ethyl alcohol or anything like that. Dunking my head in beard jelly.
Yeah.
do
Who
that every
knows?
night just to know I'm alive.
But it's got a lot of good ingredients with everything from the sweet almond, the green coffee, apricot kernel, rice bran, sunflower beeswax, peppermint oil, clove, bud, nutmeg, and Texas cedarwood.
You skipped one, Scott.
Yeah, the
Tocopherol or tocopherol? I think I've heard both. I say
Yeah.
tocopherol. I don't know, but it's essentially a vitamin E antioxidant that helps with the longevity. You'll see that in most beard products or beard oil products. It increases the it does two things. It increases the shelf life, and the vitamin E is really good for your skin and beard. So
yeah,
because it is pure vitamin E. So yeah.
cool. And Brad, yes, Tyson from Copper Johns uses green coffee oil in his beard serum. So I've been seeing it pop up here and there very recently.
And dad beards mentioned caffeine stimulates blood flow, and so does peppermint oil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So because of the menthol content, so it kind of opens up the pores, stimulates blood flow. So that's why I was kind of like, why don't I use both? So that's how that came about, really.
Now, I tend to use more things with peppermint before bed, but I'm not sure if using this before bed is going to keep you up at night or not.
It will not. It's not using the type of the amount of caffeine that you would get from a cup of coffee.
Right.
Because your beard hair doesn't really require that in order to get the benefit. You would just be like over caffeinating your beard hair or something. This is not an amount that would keep you up at night. I use it at night, actually.
Yeah, I have used it at night. And I have noticed my beard doesn't feel as dry in the morning as it does with some other products.
Yep.
Especially this time of year, my beard seems to just dry out real easy.
Me too. I was telling the other guys that I have an extremely dry beard.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what else. We could talk about the clove.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, one thing, so I think that the one thing that I didn't quite pick up on was that clove is kind of divisive in the sense that, I mean, I love it, but I didn't realize that it was kind of like licorice, where black licorice, where either people really, really like it or really, really dislike it. So, I mean, as Scott mentioned, it's not like a super clove heavy, but for those of you who dislike clove, I am actively working on other scents, so hopefully I'll be able to give you something that you do like in the near future. Mike's taking a whiff.
Yeah, I mean, it's a subtle scent of clove, but it just mixes well with the other scent. You know, like
it does.
Peppermint and the cedarwood,
Smelling it, I really wouldn't pick out much clove at all. Really.
I could pick
I
it
mean,
out.
some right at first.
Yeah.
It does fade. It's not like real sharp scent for long.
Yeah, it doesn't have that almost like, like sharp kind of almost dizzying scent of clove that you could sometimes get if you take a deep whiff of it, like the pure essential oil or something.
Right.
Or like a clove cigarette. It's not
Yeah, clove.
strong.
You're not gonna smell like you were smoking Black and Milds all day long.
But it's got a nice, well-rounded scent, I think. I really do enjoy the scent. But I'm probably more of a peppermint fan than most people.
Brad, we're based in Maryland. And Big Stu, I would say the amount you need, probably a dime-sized amount for the average beard. On the directions, it says to use a pea-sized amount. I didn't want people to overdo it. So I was on the fence about it. I didn't want it to feel like you were putting something more substantial than you were expecting. But in retrospect, like in the future, next printing, I'll say dime-sized amount.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I tend to normally put more beard oil than most people do in, but a dime's probably about where I would be for this product. And one of
Basically
these
where to
bottles is
start,
going to actually last you quite a while.
Yeah, so I've tried the pea size, and I right away had to pour more into my hand. So I probably use about 8 or 9 peas. I use quite a bit. You know, I probably waste, even in oil, I probably use more than I need to. But it's just the whole experience of it that I'm used to. Like, it just feels good that way, you know? Like, I think for smaller, like a business beard, a pea size would be plenty, you know?
Like 1 pea per centimeter, I would say. Or maybe 1 carat. I don't know. We could get it. It depends. An edamame.
I
Those are
just
splitting hairs.
start on the smaller side, and
Yeah, or just
you can figure it out by just testing it out, seeing how much you feel you need. Yeah, Brad says the label looks clean. Yeah, it does.
absolutely.
Yeah, I really like how it came out.
Yeah, no, really like your logo. I don't know where I put that. Oh, I got one of these stickers with it.
Yeah, it's huge. It's like the size of your face, Scott.
I'm like, where am I going to put that?
When I ordered those, I was like, 5 inches sounds about right. And then when they came, my wife was like, "Who's going? That is ridiculous. Who is going to?"
Yeah, I think most companies do between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Which
I may reduce. I might not. I might just.
Hey, man, you can see that sticker from far away.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're going to notice it.
Go big or go home.
Well, Brad says Mike used pea soup.
Yeah. I haven't had any pea soup since the UK.
And Dad Beards, who's also in Maryland, was asking where in Maryland you're located.
Oh, near Frederick. So about an hour from Baltimore and DC.
Where did the Arrowlands name come from? Is that something specific, or?
To be honest, it just kind of sounded cool. When I was originally experimenting with balms and different products to think about, when we were just kind of in an embryonic stage with Arrowlands, we were using arrowroot as an ingredient of this. Arrowroot powder is an ingredient for something that we were trying to develop, and we ended up scrapping it. But it was going to be the big sort of featured ingredient. So we decided to essentially, yeah. So then we were trying to think of different plays on the word arrow. It was going to be arrow, and then, and like maybe we would have arrow balm, something like that. But all the URLs and stuff were taken, so we were trying to think of brainstorm other ideas. So one day I thought of Arrowlands, and it sounded pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's kind of come to represent just kind of this fictional outdoorsy place that sort of captures the brand and the whole outdoor grooming ethos. So that's kind of what that's all about.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep the sticker size. Okay.
Chris Perez asked if you're coming out with a beard toast.
Beard jello.
Play on the jelly.
We won't get Bill Cosby to represent us this time. It's a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this guy, but Bald Running Beard was asking, how long does it last? Well, you just had kind of a review by a guy who used it at work, and it lasted him 11 hours.
It lasts a really long time, yeah. And it was almost like once I started, that was the thing. Once I started using it, I still go for beard oil sometimes. And if I want something lighter or something that absorbs a little bit more quickly. But yeah, I just kept I was like, oh, well, it doesn't really perform. It doesn't last as long. And it honestly doesn't make my beard as soft typically. So I just was using the beard jelly almost exclusively, and I really liked it.
Yeah. I think Brad asked earlier if it's a squeeze bottle. You can kind of squeeze it, but it's not like a real flexible bottle. But it's good enough that you can squeeze a bit out.
Well, I think you have to squeeze it to get it out. I can't get it out without squeezing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the bottle seems to work well. And I think that it's a little thicker, kind of helps in shipping. Try and not get it too liquidy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of a balancing act.
It's a firm squeeze, it's a firm bottle.
Yeah.
But you do have to squeeze to get it out, for me at least.
Yeah, I normally do as well.
Because to some extent, I can control the thickness of it. So it's like, oh, maybe in the winter, I'll need to make it a little bit thinner. It's a bit temperamental, but I'm trying to maintain consistency. So yeah, it's challenging. My music was instrumental only.
Kind of like EDM.
Yeah, it was kind of like fantasy video game music.
Okay.
Basically, with a medieval twist. Thanks for asking. The beeswax does not really give that firm hold like a balm. It's more, I don't know if I should go back to the hairspray analogy, but it's sort of just like a light. It doesn't really give you styling like where you can really control like a mustache, or if you want to really straighten, it's not going to hold it like that. But it does have, and it doesn't really, my beard I can't control with it. But a lot of people who have straighter beards are like, yeah, this completely controls my beard.
Yeah, I think it's very similar to like a a normal butter that would have a little bit of beeswax in it. Just keeps everything kind of together, but doesn't do much for styling wise like a balm would.
Right. The purpose is to hold the ingredients in, not for styling.
Right. Yeah, it's to hold in the ingredients for better hydration. All right, John, see you later. Yeah, exactly.
And it soaks into the beard pretty quickly. I know my beard feels hydrated real quickly after I use it, so it's not something that's gonna just be sitting on your face like some products that don't seem to work as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's been the complaint about other beard jellies in the past. And so I think because of the ingredients that we're using, it's really not the case, and it's not greasy either.
No, it's not. And you don't have a lot left on your hands after applying it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's why when I was just using it myself, I was kind of like, this is working pretty well for me, but I hope other people, like it too.
And one of the benefits I think would be for traveling, you can just throw this in your bag, and you can pretty much put it in very quickly and go about your day. If
Exactly, it's kind of like
on a trip, I wouldn't hesitate to throw it in my bag.
It's pretty hard working, so it'll do a little bit more than just a regular beard oil in terms of what we've been discussing. So you don't really, as long as you're not dead bent on bringing along a balm, you could just bring this,
right?
And it kind of traverses a little bit of both categories.
Yeah, definitely a nice option for if you're traveling or if you're on the go. Don't want to spend a whole lot of time working on your beard in the morning. It's a good option.
I would say it's for both.
Yeah, it still contains all the carrier oils, so yeah, you're still gonna get the benefits for the skin.
And beeswax does not clog pores, so you don't really have to worry about that when you put it on your skin. I know that I think that's probably the primary concern, and neither does the cetearyl alcohol. So they're both, because cetearyl alcohol is a big part of most lotions and conditioners and stuff like that. It's good for your skin. So, and there's benefits to be had for your skin as well, even the caffeine. So I would say it's definitely for both.
I know with some of the other products I use, normally I get buildup in my beard and strip it about once a week. I've noticed with this, I'm not stripping my beard quite as often as with other products.
That's really cool.
What's the last slide, Scott?
Oh, it's the sticker.
Oh.
I am sure he's going to have other stuff added in the near future, but
yeah, you can purchase one of our big 5-inch stickers on our website. It's sort of like an add-on.
It's less than $1 per inch.
It's like 30 Ps.
Yeah, that one's a little more manageable.
Yeah, that one comes in the box. That's yours to have if you just purchase our beer jelly. I guess is the concern that it would build up, kind of thing. Is that what Michael's getting at?
That's my guess, which Scott just kind of touched on.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get much build up from day to day. Not really. I just pretty much use a daily wash and
Be right back.
put it in right after my shower again. So
I shower pretty religiously every day or more, so I can't necessarily comment. But that's good. That's really cool to hear, Scott.
yeah. If you put the sticker in water, will it make a cup of coffee? I don't know about that. It's a pretty heavy duty sticker. It's probably
That's an innovation that somebody should try. I don't know about me, but so I am only using essential oil scents in my products. I'm just committed to being all natural with it. So it's kind of a double-edged sword for me because it makes it a little bit more difficult to put scents together just because essential oils I find are hard to work with. For me, I just find it's, essential oils on their own smell one way. Then when you combine them, they smell completely different, and it's fun to play with, but it's also stressful in a way because it's kind of like you're trying to experiment. So, but we have a couple really nice scents that are all essential oils, and we're going to be releasing them as soon as we can, really, probably in the next couple months. And then one in the fall as well, and possibly the winter too, depending on how things go. But so yeah, essential oils only. It would be really nice to, like, in other words, it would be really cool to be able to just grab a scent out of the trees, and be like, oh, well, here's a leather and tobacco, and it's just, you just put it in.
Yeah.
But we're just decided to go all natural with it. So it's a little bit more challenging, but it's more fun in a way.
And I've been seeing a lot more companies with either two lines with essential oil or just with essential oil.
Yeah.
In Big Stew, I did use heat after applying, and I had no issues. The product seemed to work just as well after the heat. So you shouldn't have a problem with that. And actually, it might be a benefit with applying heat.
Yeah. I think so. Like sometimes I'll attempt to straighten my beard. It doesn't usually work, but it's never been a problem for me either. I kind of stopped trying to do that because it doesn't work for me, but yeah, it's not a problem. We don't have soap. So the beer jelly right now is the only product that we're selling, but I'm looking to expand. I have a lot of cool ideas. Soap is actually one of the top things that I would love to make. So yeah, hopefully in the future, I would say. We'll probably release a couple more scents of the beer jelly, just build that up, because I think that that's something that people are really interested in. And then hopefully release a new product next year. I have a couple of cool ideas for beard oil and beard butter as well. And soap is like another thing on the top of the list.
And soap's something that probably would go well with your essential oils.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of natural soaps. And so, Dr. Bronner's is, a classic.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Talked to this one guy who swears by this other company, who has a shampoo bar. He swears it's regrowing his hair, but it's all essential oils.
I wonder if peppermint is one of the oils.
I believe it is in there, yeah.
Yeah, that could very well be the case. There's studies. Go Google it. I'm not making this up.
Yeah, I know. And you can follow Dan C's videos. He does plenty of videos on those carrier oils.
Yep.
And he definitely digs into the research pretty hard. How long have you been making the products now?
It's been, this particular product I've been developing since last year. Probably about a year ago is when I started R&D on it and refining the formulation in earnest. But I had been making balms, oils and serums and stuff like for family members, like at Christmas or something. I'd be like, hey, to my sister, hey, I made you a balm with pumpkin seed oil and tea tree. And she'd be like, oh, and then I'd get a call like, oh, that worked pretty well. So, and I was saying earlier how I made this serum for my mom. So yeah, I've been doing it for a little while as a hobby, and then it was more recently that I decided, along with my wife, to make it into something more than a hobby.
So were you aware of the beard community then?
Not to the extent, not really. I kind of dove into it more recently. I hadn't really been following, like people who are talking about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's part of why. And it was I think it was good and bad because I sort of got to, as I said, kind of do it from the way that without being influenced by too much, overly influenced, so I could do things a little bit differently. And I still kind of want to try to do that, but then I also made a ton of mistakes.
Right.
That would have been alleviated by probably having more exposure. So, so that's kind of, it's been more recent. Are all the mint oils essential? Are there you can have fragrance oils that are mint, or pretty much anything. I mean, I don't know how they make the nitty-gritty of producing fragrance oils, but I have seen, I think it's just pretty much everything. Like you can just get, they have, Tuscan Breeze or or gingerbread house in the summer. It's just like everything's like so specific. But winter mint, you might mean winter green, and then spearmint. Maybe there's a winter mint. I don't want to misspeak, but and then winter green is another one. Spearmint, peppermint. There's also, what's the other one? Corn mint. I've seen. And there's two types of peppermint oil. There's Piperita arvensis, which is more of like an herbal peppermint oil, and then Piperita suprema, which is what our beard jelly uses. It's more of the candy cane smell. They're both natural, but it's more like what you would recognize as the peppermint quintessential peppermint smell. And you might see either of those. Like it might say with peppermint, and it might be arvensis or the suprema, and there might even be other kinds too. Thanks, Mark. That's very kind. That means more than you know.
That's the bearding effect.
That's super nice, Mark. Thank you.
I never heard of corn mint.
I don't know much about it either. Pulled that from the recesses somewhere.
Yeah.
I think there's different hybrids and stuff like that. Oh, I like the ticker.
Yeah, I wasn't in here earlier to turn it on.
This is like a lot of love, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I'm really happy with the product. I'm really surprised. You know, I wasn't too sure about it, but using it, I'm really liking it.
That's super awesome.
Yeah, when I brought it up to the guys, they're like, "What?" Well,
Yeah.
because there have been beer jellies out there that really didn't seem to work that well. But this one sure seems different, and I almost wouldn't even call it a jelly, really. It's got a good consistency to it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't classify it like similar to Boss Man or other beer jellies.
The only thing that's similar to Bossman is the beeswax, pretty much, and I think the sunflower oil. Otherwise, it's a completely different formula. But the beeswax part is what makes it the jelly, or I guess that's where if it wasn't there, I mean, you could use butters as well, but and I think that probably contributes to it. But I guess that that's really what makes it the jelly. So that's why I decided to just stick with beer jelly.
Yeah.
People would kind of know what the deal is.
Right.
It's not thick enough or solid enough to be an ointment. Like, it looks like an ointment, but it breaks down very easily. So it's not really an ointment, not like that waxy or thick.
You barely touch it and it's breaking down.
Right.
It's more consistency of jam than jelly, but it's not like a jam.
That's right.
So
preserves.
Right.
Some beard preserves.
Maybe a spread.
Like a pate. To write all this down.
Yeah, excellent packaging too. And I don't know, I think this probably comes with everything, but like a really nice description of all the ingredients. Is this included in every order, or for me?
It is now.
Oh, it's really cool. Like it's very like descriptive and explains everything. Especially like being a new thing. I think that's good.
Yeah, I'll probably keep including it for the most part. It was originally just for reviewers for like talking points and stuff, but yeah, I think it's a good idea. I mean, people seem to be liking it and finding it out. If no one really commented on it, then I'd probably just skip it. But
I'm increasing your overhead as we speak.
it's not much compared to the green coffee oil. It's nothing.
Yeah.
You could grind or press your own green coffee, but that might cut costs. I don't know. That's hard work though, like especially if it's a manual press. I was watching some videos on it because I was just trying to learn more about cold pressing, and that's some work just to get it a little amount.
Yeah, because if you think about it, you're just squeezing a vegetable for oil. So how much could it possibly?
Right.
Like when you see a huge drum of oil, how many of that vegetable did it, or fruit or whatever it was, did it take?
Have you ever owned a business before? You seem knowledgeable and your branding is great, man.
That's very cool to hear. And likewise, no, I haven't. This is part of my midlife journey, so I haven't. So yeah, but that's really cool to hear. And obviously, yeah, very much the same to you.
Now that piece of paper that Michael had, is that info on your website too, or?
In some form or another, it should be. I don't. It's not really consolidated in that fashion, so so I guess no would be the. Yeah.
As you go on with more cents, I would recommend having a cent page.
Okay.
But as having 1 cent, it's you don't really need that on your website. But I know it helps a lot of people decide what they want to order.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you ever look at Weatherbeard Supply Company, they have like just a page with cents. And it's just got the name, and then the 3 cents, like what it best describes that scent, like 3 names. But then you can click on it, and it'll take you right to the add to cart. You can click on the scent name, and it brings you right to the page where you would add it to your cart. Very
Yeah, that's an excellent idea. Yeah, that's really
cool.
cool. Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
And if you have any questions like beard business wise, Corey from Weatherbeard is a great source, and I know he's helped out a lot of other customer owners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really super cool. Yeah, thanks, Corey.
Thanks, Ty.
And Jacked Up Leatherwork says you should bring it to the Buckeye Beard Battle in Ohio.
What is that? So we drive to through Ohio all the time to visit Chicago because that's where my family is. So that would be an interesting stop along the way.
It's a beard competition in mid to late August. This will be the second year they're having it. It is put on by Mike from Hemp Wizard Beard Company.
Oh yeah.
He actually lives in Florida, but he's actually from Ohio. So, and
okay.
They normally have a bunch of bands there, and it's one beard competition I've been wanting to get to.
Yeah, it's east of Columbus, so it's in the southern.
I think it's Newark.
Newark,
Ohio.
Newark, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
About 45 minutes east of Columbus.
Okay, that should be right on the way for me. But I mean, I definitely want Arrowlands to start attending those type of events.
Yeah. Detroit's got a big one in September, the Great American Beard Competition. That's in September.
Yeah, that one happens every 2 years.
I don't see many in Chicago. I don't
know
one in Chicago.
There aren't a whole lot in my area.
Yeah, Baltimore does.
There seem to be a lot in like Virginia.
Yeah.
With like Richmond there and
Richmond, yeah.
But if you're ever looking for like beard competition dates, check out thebeardcalendar.com.
I have it bookmarked.
Okay.
We're trying to figure out what makes sense to go to, because I really want to go to that kind of stuff. I mean,
Yeah, it's positive. Pretty much most of the money that they raise goes to charity, so it's just a good atmosphere to begin with, and a lot of great people and that support all these beard companies. So it's great, and even a lot of the beard companies donate their products, and they get their name out there a bit more through them. So
I want Arrowlands to be that sort of get involved in that kind of stuff, and also be the kind of company that will give to national parks, or do something where it's like some percentage of our proceeds go to and maybe we have like different parks that we kind of cycle through, or I don't even know, I haven't gotten there yet, but that's definitely something that I'd like to do.
I could see it now, 10 years in the future. Arrowlands retreat. National Park.
Just going to be it's just going to be a big nudist colony out there.
Oh.
I don't know where that came
By
from.
then, my beard will cover everything. So,
Have you been to any craft shows or farmers markets?
No, we haven't. We haven't done that either. Mainly, we've been focused on
launch.
Launch,
Yeah.
social media. I think everyone that's on is following Arrowlands. I probably followed first, and they were kind enough to follow back, which I definitely appreciate. And we also launched on Amazon too.
Oh wow!
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
it's on it's there too. But so that was a whole set up. So I've just been in preparation, launch, and trying to establish some kind of social media presence of some kind.
Right.
Be it what it may.
Well, you seem to be doing well, and a lot of I see a lot of positive posts lately. And the reviews by some of the reviewers have been positive. So
mm-hmm.
you're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, it's been great I've been really happy to see that. We'll see what Dan C. Bearded says in about a week, because
Zach's not sleeping until it happens.
Well, I know he's not a big beard jelly fan.
Exactly.
But he'll give you an honest opinion.
Right.
But yeah, we talked about that before you came back, Scott. Like what he tested was totally different than what Arrowlands is. Arrowlands.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I kept calling it Arrowhead, and now I'm saying it right, and I think I'm still saying it wrong.
Amazon autocorrect. So if you type Arrowlands into Amazon, Arrowlands beard jelly, it autocorrects to Arrowheads.
Yeah.
Really?
Come on.
Yeah.
I'm open to ticket with their tech support about that. Well, what are people's opinion about Amazon? Or about brands being on Amazon, I guess. Does it erode the image of the brand? Does it seem like it's something
in this community? I don't think it does, as long as they know who you are, because this community is mostly about small batch companies.
Right.
So getting an answer from this community, they're kind of against large brand,
right.
Assembly line. Copper Johns, I think they're on Amazon. I think they've done some lives from Amazon.
Yeah.
And so I think the reception's okay, because they kind of know who you are, and you're small batch. And
the only thing really negative I've heard is that Amazon takes a lot of fees for selling products.
Yeah, they do. They really do.
And I've heard shipping too. Some people have had trouble shipping, from Amazon. Where
if you're looking to get your name out there, it's probably a good way to get it out there.
Amazon Prime Days, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just that's exactly what it is, trying to get our name out there, trying to get exposure to more people, try to
right.
all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, definitely.
But
can I ask
the beard this beer community, Instagram, social media is much smaller than the entire beer community that buys beer products. You know, it's like this is a small piece of your exposure, whereas Amazon's going to reach a lot more people than we are. You know,
Right? Definitely.
So I think Amazon's a smart. Like if you can keep up with it, if you can, you know, meet the demand, and that's the way to go for a company owner, I would say. You know, you want that exposure.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
I'm excited about it for sure. Can I ask a question? So where did the Bearded Respect, the name, come from? I mean, obviously I could kind of get the meaning, but I was curious if there was a story or something like that.
We were working on trying to find a name. For me, it was always drilled in my head about earning respect, giving respect, as a young man from my father. And when we were starting out, we were trying to gain the community's respect as well as giving a respectable show out there. It just seemed to fit. Nothing else, none of the other names we were going through seemed to really stick at the time, but it seemed to work for us, so we just kept going with it.
Great name.
Thanks.
Very strong.
Yeah,
we wanted to be different than everybody else.
Started with these two.
Yeah,
they're the original Bearded Respect. And
then about episode 25, I think it was, we added Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was a while ago.
All
You're on 129 already.
Yeah, all three of us went on a trip across Wyoming together.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
The first time we met was in person.
Yeah.
And drove 7 hours to the Copper Johns retreat. So Copper Johns Beard Company had a retreat at Jackson Hole, Wyoming. So the three of us went to the retreat and got to know each other as strangers. 7 hours in a car. Clicked. Like we clicked.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Just seemed to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, that's cool. What did you do at the retreat?
We did some rafting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Just kind of like toured Yellowstone together.
Yeah.
Jay Cruz did the Copper Johns anniversary show from this Airbnb, so we were kind of part of that. Jay Cruz is Healthy Bearded, if you don't know who that is. But we just kind of spent, it was like 4 days together, 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, about that.
Just kind of like, just hung out, really. It was just a group of us. Wish you would do it again, but I think it's a pretty big expense and hard to coordinate. Hard to coordinate that when you're running a company like Copper Johns.
But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
sounds fun.
Yeah, Tyson's.
Well, he's got some comment on each of us.
Yeah. One thing I do though is like I travel a lot, so I try to meet up with as many from the community as I can. We did get to meet up again last September. We met in Nashville together. We did a petition there, the three of us.
Yep.
And then next year,
and you officiated a wedding.
Yeah, and I married Scott.
My wedding.
Oh,
I became an ordained minister for their wedding.
Oh, wow.
We did it right in front. At the beard competition. It was like intermission for the beard competition was their wedding.
So you bonded pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like that, it escalated quickly, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think we're planning to meet up again next year for World's Beard and Mustache Competition. That's going to be in Pittsburgh in
That's the
July
hope, anyway.
2025.
I'm in. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
like no. That's like no. That's 2 hours. That's like 2 hours for me.
yeah, you definitely got to be there.
And Worlds does. So can't remember the last time they were in the U.S.
No, it's every other year, ain't it?
Well, yeah, they hold it every other year in a different country. I think it's been about 10 years. I think they were in Austin, Texas in 2015, maybe.
Hmm.
I could be
that's
off
probably
on
about right.
I could be off on the date, but yeah. Last year they were in Germany. In 2027 they're going to be in the UK somewhere.
Okay, so this is something. This is only comes around once in a while.
Every
Right.
2 years.
By the way, what's the deal with this ball wash? I'm asking for a friend.
It works.
It's great stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Duly
You
noted.
wouldn't think so, but very refreshing.
I always say it, Tyson, thank you for making my balls clean. Yeah, it's one of the newest products from Copper Johns.
Yeah, he's
I'll
been
check it out. I'm at,
Good night, Jeffrey.
well,
it's
especially
intriguing.
the summertime. It's real nice.
Oh yeah.
We
Yeah,
got
I remember Jason mentioned Gold Bomb last show.
Hmm.
That was sort of like it's not really a wash, it's more of like a dusting, but
Mhm.
that's kind of like the OG in
Yeah.
a sense.
Yeah, there's another. What really? I think it's called monkey butt. That's another. For when you get rashed up from sweating and stuff.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
monkey something.
Monkey
I think it's
something. Yeah,
Yeah, I think.
to be honest, I recommend using arrowroot powder mixed with baking soda. It's the driest thing you'll ever encounter.
Interesting.
Worked. I was using Gold Bond, but then I switched to that. Actually, my wife introduced me to that concept.
Yeah. Yeah, I know when I used to work on the factory floor, I used to use Gold Bond.
Yeah. The burn it kind of burns so good, but at the same time, it's like sometimes it's a bit much.
Yeah.
There's like instant regret.
I know it's asking what you're sipping on tonight.
This is Fusion coffee.
Wow, in the evening.
Oh, I drink coffee all day.
It's caffeinated?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
he drinks a lot of
You'll be able to go to sleep?
Absolutely. I have no problem falling asleep.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Next marketing idea. Oh yeah, anti-monkey butt. That's what it was. Thank you for closing all these loops. It's just too many cliffhangers going on simultaneously.
That's right, Amber. It's not just for the boys. Amber did a video on her experience with the ball wash. She uses it as well. She does not have balls, but I know of. I don't want to get too personal, Amber, but she has a YouTube show that she talks about beard products and how she uses them. She doesn't have a beard either.
All right, Tyson. Good night.
Thanks,
Good
Tyson.
chatting.
Yeah, we got a lot of great companies that support us. The Beard Respect, Educate Beards. from Canada, True North from Maine, Weatherbeard from Ohio, Copper Johns from Utah. And I don't mean to leave anyone else out, but that's who we've kind of seen in here tonight. So
Yeah. And you never know who's going to chime in. There's always companies we've had on, or they rewatched the show.
yeah.
People have been watching us for like an hour and 40 minutes now. It's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
not that we're not super interesting, but it's a really good crowd.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got the best chat.
Yeah, it really is.
Love our followers.
It's super.
Hooter cleaner.
Hooter cleaner.
Oh, that'll be his next product.
Yeah. Arrowlands Cooter Cleaner.
Dynamite says he's the same. Coffee in the morning, coffee in the evening, coffee at supper time.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is that from? Pizza in the morning. Sorry, I almost okay.
Yeah, it's a little
panic
jingle.
attack. I couldn't think of what that was. Pizza bagels.
Wow.
It's a classic.
Oh, does anybody else have any questions for Zach?
Oh, bagel bites. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, Zach, thanks for coming on the show and talking about your company. Definitely interested to see where this company goes, and yeah, it's been great talking to you tonight.
Yeah, it's been really great talking to you guys. Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot to everyone else.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. Happy to come on anytime.
It'll be great to see what you've got in store for the future.
There we go. I knew we'd get a question from Brad.
Oh yeah.
Brad does have the best questions.
Prime Day prices.
So if it's in stock by then yes. Trying to get it to the warehouse or whatever they do. It's like delivered, but I'm working on it. But if so, then yes. Good idea.
A lot of positives.
Mm-hmm.
People who want to check it out. Hopefully we helped you a bit tonight.
Definitely. Yeah.
Sorry about my absence earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad your cat turned up.
Oh, yeah.
Is it like a wandering cat or is it an indoor
Not
cat?
normally. Normally it stays like right next to us if we're outside.
Thanks, Amber. Thanks,
Becky was
everybody.
working on finishing up some painting she was working on today, and she's like, he was right next to me.
Oh, man. That's a relief.
Yes.
I'm glad people like the website because I built it.
Yeah, it looks slick.
You better like it.
But everybody catch up with us next Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern as we have another great show. This was a good one as well. And stay tuned to the outro and you can see who we're having on next week.
All right, bye, everyone. Thanks again.
Respect the journey, y'all.